Newsroom, Indiana Governor Mike Pence addressing the voter registration fraud case here in the Hoosier State. In a campaign stop there in Nevada today, the candidate for vice president told the crowd, "Don't kid yourself. Voter fraud is real."
In pockets and places around the country, in some polling places, the evidence over the years has been dramatic.
I didn't have any idea in the world. I wouldn't have never voted. No, ma'am.
We called the State Board of Elections and Ethics Enforcement. Their public information officer told me 441 felons voted in the general election and said Heath should have read the fine print when he registered during early voting.
For the second time this month, the couple has found remnants of mail-in ballots tossed in the gutter near their Vallejo home.
Ballots in the street? No. No, we said no, this shouldn't be.
2 weeks ago, while out for a walk, the couple found 3 soggy ballots in the gutter. Then last week, in the very same spot, they discovered a voter's envelope with the ballot missing.
I'm appalled. I'm appalled because I don't care whether it's Republican or Democrat or independent or whatever it is. These people voted.
We took it to the elections office, where the deputy registrar said, just as they did with the first batch of tossed out ballots, they'll do all they can to reach the voter. The Chavises say they're worried more voters' ballots could have been intercepted. They want an investigation.
Just where is your ballot? Is it possible your mail-in ballot right now could be in someone else's mailbox? Jerry Mosna just went to get his mail.
He was on 2 packages on each side.
Instead, he found 83 ballots, all unused, all addressed to different people, all living in the same apartment. Certainly difficult to fit 83 people in the address listed, a 2-bedroom apartment belonging to an 89-year-old woman. According to the LA County Registrar, our assessment is that this is an isolated situation related to a system error that occurred, causing duplicate ballots to be issued to an address entered. And those ballots have all been voided, and now the registrar is contacting those affected voters to reissue ballots to those who request them.
Rosa Ortega's fiance tells me she's accepted she will spend years behind bars for voting illegally.
A jury on Thursday handed Ortega 8 years in prison. Prosecutors argued when she registered to vote and cast ballots in several elections, she indeed knew it was against the law. Ortega claimed she never knew there was a difference in the rights of a permanent resident and a U.S. citizen. Ortega's future now includes prison and deportation.
Our state police just recently uncovered intentional acts of voter fraud that were perpetrated by a PAC established by your very own Senator Harry Reid called the Patriot Majority USA.
Just hours ago, Indiana State Police raided the offices of Indiana Voter Registration Project on North Meridian. State Police tell us today that they are expanding their investigation of their fraudulent voter applications from 2 counties to 9. Police say their investigation has uncovered changed voter registration forms and are a combination of made-up names and made-up addresses, real names with incorrect addresses, and false dates of birth with real names.
Modesta Vela was arrested Thursday afternoon. District Attorney Omar Escobar Jr. says relatives of the voter filed a complaint to the Elections Administration Office. With guidance from the Attorney General's office, investigators with the DA's office found the ballot was taken and voted in a way the voter did not intend to mark it. Vela is charged with 4 counts: illegal voting, knowingly possessing someone else's ballot with intent to defraud, election fraud, and voter assistance. Her bond was set at $145,000.
A federal judge in Fort Worth said Crystal Mason must serve 10 months in prison for violating the terms of her felony release. She'd been out on a conditional release while she appealed the 5-year prison sentence for voting illegally in the 2016 presidential election. Prosecutors say she was ineligible to vote because she had not finished her sentence for a multi-million-dollar tax fraud conviction.
Mason was convicted earlier this year for illegally voting in the 2016 presidential election. She cast a provisional ballot for Hillary Clinton while on supervised release from that past conviction and prison term. Now, despite her 2018 conviction currently being under appeal, the federal government today upheld the decision. The judge noted several other cases in her background.
This latest case coming just the night before the election as people continue to get their ballots in. In this case, a woman whose father died. After his death, she continued to cast ballots in her dead father's name. Prosecutors say Tony Newbill of Golden did it twice. First in a 2013 general election and again this past June in a Republican primary. Taking ballots that arrived after her father's death, filling them out, then sending them back. So what should we make of the Tony Newbill case? The dozen double voters and half-dozen dead voters CBS 4 has uncovered? In Colorado Springs, prosecutors now say they're interested in talking to this woman, Sarah Lou Sosa. Our investigation revealed that after her mother and father died, multiple votes were cast for her dead parents months and years after they passed. We're working on a story about voter fraud.
Go talk to somebody else.
According to court documents, prosecutors have 700 mail-in ballots that were requested by a person claiming to be Jose Rodriguez with a fake address. Many voters claim to complain to prosecutors that they never wanted the ballots. The person who made the recordings of Rodriguez let me listen to the hours of recordings today. In one recording, Rodriguez said he was receiving help from a person inside the elections office. He said he was paying the person $100 to $300 to get information about when mail-in ballots would go out to various sections of the city. In the recording, he says, "I'm trying to stay out of the spotlight. The worst thing you can do is get in the spotlight when you're cheating the system.